Hello and welcome. My name's Chiara Germinario. I am a student at Billy Blue College of Design. This is assignment 3 for Bespoke Decorative Presentation. I'll be presenting to you my client, Billy Textiles, my colourways. Now, starting off from where we left off, I'll be presenting the previously approved textile designs, basing the new colourways on the climatic zones being tropical, alpine and arid. This resulted in 9 patterns which I'll be displaying for you today. So these patterns are based around the sea fan found in the Great Australian Barrier Reef. They come in so many different colours and shapes. I think they are such a cool fauna to base the designs around, as you can literally create so many with them. So let's start with the first pattern. So you will see on my left we have our inspirational images. So we've got tropical, alpine and arid. Now my first is tropical. So it incorporates a dark blue and an aqua. When applied to the textural pattern, it creates a good contrast. They balance off each other quite well, with the light aqua being the background and the dark blue being the pattern. When I think of tropical, I think of a tropical beach or a tropical cliff, and that interprets these two colours quite well. Now the next, again for the inspirational image of alpine, when I think of alpine I think of, a massive mountain, covered in snow with like the small town below it just looking absolutely magical. We have my two colours, so I've got a dark grey and a light grey, again contrasting very well with each other. I find these two colours to be quite relaxed and subtle. They have that good contrast. Even though one is very darker than the other, they still work very well together. The next we have is arid. So when I think of arid, I think of the dusty sandy plains in the Australian desert as rock, cracked lakes that are just dry really. Now the two colours I have chosen is a dark brown, but it still has that red tinge through it, and I also have chosen a light beige. Again, contrast very well with each other, with the light beige being the background and the darker brown being the pattern. When you look at this design, it is quite earthy. You pick up those reds and those browns that you would see in an Australian desert. What I also found with this design as well, being desert, you can even interpret like the little designs to be a boomerang, which I thought were quite cool. Now, so moving on with our pattern number 2. Again, we have our inspirational images on the sides with the same colourways. This is because we do have the brief of being the sustainable printing method of only printing 2 colours at a time. Now the first colourway for tropical appears quite different here. I've incorporated a white background for the material. It appears quite fresh and appealing. It isn't as harsh as the colours look more subtle here, as they are only used in the pattern. For the next we have alpine. Again, for the second pattern, this is a bit more heavier than the first, as I've flipped the colours, so I've put the darker on the background, the lighter on the pattern. Even though it is a heavy approach in this design, it is still quite light and can work with any mood in a home. And for the final we have arid. This one is quite similar to the first pattern, being the lighter colour at the back and the darker at the front. But it still works and I love it. It can showcase Australia so well. With this pattern, like the first one, I can interpret the pattern of the sea fan to be like little emu marks on sand. So I thought that worked quite cool as well. Now moving on to my third and final pattern. Like the 2 other designs, we have our 3 colourways. Now this pattern at the top, I feel it gives a bit more sharpness approach to all 3 colourways. For the tropical and alpine, I've both given them a white base to work with. The tropical has the dark blue as the dots and the aqua with the line. I found it cool as it showcases like the blue waters. The blue waters coming through from the inspirational image. With Alpine, I've got the light grey as the dots and the dark grey as the line work. With this one, I can interpret to be a bit more moody. I can interpret to be, just part of the landscape, the snow falling, the darkness of the mountains. Now with Arid, I didn't use a white background. I kept the two colours. The dark brown I used as the background this time, and the lighter one, the lighter colour I used on the top. Okay, so finally we have our vignette. I decided to use the Alpine colourway in the second pattern to display this. So I have a wallpaper, a cushion, a lamp. I've also chucked in a little side table to place the lamp on. Now, this vignette gives you a good indication of how this pattern and colourway will come together on materials and what it will look like when placed in a room, which I thought was very cool. With the wallpaper, I have spaced it more out, and with the cushions, I've put more of the pattern in there. Just to create that difference and make it look like it's all come together. So this comes to the conclusion of what I've presented for you. I hope you are pleased with the colorways and patterns as much as I am. And I can't wait to move forward and start the next phase, being the production process. Thank you for your time today. Bye.